man, that made no sense though, man. I was like, what the fuck?
This man over here fucking. Oh, you
Yeah,
recording?
Yeah, bro. If you shake this, it gets you good luck.
You know what?
For the next show.
Franco.
What's up? No, you gotta do it like this.
Crap.
Oh, man.
Crap. What are y'all doing? This is not DX.
Dude,
right
that's
now.
how. See, he didn't know what it was.
Of course.
Miguel, is it like this or is it like this?
It's like this.
The X.
But
But they
fucking-
do it the other way too.
But
sometimes.
X-Pac does it like this.
Yeah,
No.
they do. Somebody. Shawn Michaels has done it that way.
I think it do like that now for the PG era. But
yeah,
like,
the PG era.
but
there
like
you go.
that was before though. Yeah.
It's still bad, no matter what. It's even worse, actually, in my opinion. The X is more PG.
Yeah, the X is more PG,
If you
but
start
this
doing
is
this,
like
it's
fucking
so
like.
stupid.
Come here. Come here.
Dude, can you imagine opening the show like that? Like,
your face doing it. Like,
Alright,
Welcome
we're
to
actually
my
recording.
land.
So you know what? We're moving on to
okay,
the second
that's what
episode.
I need you to start talking like that, Jordan, during the show.
This is our
What the
second
fuck is
episode of
Just
the week.
fucking just talk, bro. Just be funny. You're
I'm
funny
already
as shit.
recording, go. Like, you keep... Alright, we're in the second episode. This is episode 2 of the O Show.
You gotta upload the bloopers.
And literally, you can talk about whatever you want. Go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead and talk about whatever you want. It is a free episode.
Hello, chico.
So apparently we went to, what was it? Texas Roadhouse about a couple weeks ago for dinner. And, you know, we saw a very beautiful 55-year-old woman as a bartender. It's usually, they're not that old usually, but...
Gilf.
Damn, dude.
And,
They're not that old. Jesus Christ.
but anyways,
They can be as old as they want to. A fucking 90-year-old.
you know, we were talking to them, and I believe it was either Jordan or Kobe that actually, said that they knew her daughter. Actually, she has a daughter that's younger, and you know, we Kobe was remembering that he actually did see her in school one time, and you know, when we saw her, she looked like a vampire. Just all the makeup that she was wearing, you know, she's very pale and you know, the red makeup, red lipstick, you know, she got a little blood.
What are we
coming out.
getting at here?
And then, you know, so then we found out Jordan did some recon work, and he found out that this girl lives like in one of those buildings like that has like the statues on top, like the gargoyles.
Wait, what?
And then, you know, Jordan went to go visit her
A
because he
mansion?
went, like a mansion basically.
Okay.
So when she opened the door, she said, "Hello, Jordan. Welcome to my lair."
Dude.
I did not hear. Bro.
bro, cut this, bro.
That happened for
Yeah,
real?
no,
Yes, it
I
happened
did
for
not.
real.
No.
Jordan went to go see
No,
her.
I did not, bro.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you
we
did.
We went to the fucking place.
Miguel,
bro.
We went to
we took her to go
Longhorn.
see her.
Listen, bro, we went to Longhorn and the
Longhorn.
Texas Roadhouse.
Well,
Six
Texas
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, whatever it
Longhorn.
fucking called it. He got steak and everything.
Yeah,
Fucking barbecue.
Lord.
But wait till what you got for. I got steak and
I got
everything.
steak.
He got steak and everything.
Alright,
bro.
I got the best perfect topic right now because we need to get onto some topics.
We do.
That was fun. But anyways,
Blooper.
who is the best superhero character of all time?
Batman.
Spider-Man.
Here we go with this.
Objectively,
Alright.
objectively
Yeah.
speaking,
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man is the best one of all time.
Oh, so who wants to speak
Spider-Man.
first then, since we're here?
Okay, Kobe, you can start this
No, you
one.
start. No,
We'll
Jordan,
go
Jordan.
clockwise.
Jordan,
Jordan,
tell us.
Jordan,
Tell
this
us why.
this is your topic. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so what we
In
talking about?
your opinion, Jordan, who do you believe is the greatest superhero of all time?
Alright, listen. It depends on which Spider-Man y'all are talking about.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire, number one. Obviously.
Okay,
That's gonna be
when
number
I just
one.
talk about movies either,
We're talking about the
in
actual
general.
comic, the character as
Oh.
well.
So when I just talk about movies only, but yeah, you're correct. Which Spider-Man is?
Well, I
too.
mean, with the movie wise, it's gonna be Tobey Maguire.
Let's
no,
not
no,
go over
no
just that.
question.
Let's say in general. In general,
Just in
what do you
general, the
think?
character itself.
Well, I gotta go with Batman. Yeah, I gotta go with Batman. Everything,
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Batman,
You going Batman and why?
because he's just like more interesting and all. Like I don't like super. Like alright, yeah, he's not like a superpower type hero, but you know,
I don't know. Tell me.
Yes, please elaborate.
Yeah, you gotta elaborate, man.
I mean, it's like.
You wanna hear you?
his
I mean,
story-
this is
listen,
you,
listen,
Jordan.
shut the
Like,
fuck up. His,
you gotta let me know.
his story is like it's like way better, I guess, because, you know, his parents died. And plus,
So Superman's parents died.
Yeah, Peter Parker's uncle died. His aunt died.
Anyway, he's keep going.
But anyways, it's like, I don't, like, his stories are just, like, interesting, I guess you could say, because he uses, like, all these tons of fucking gadgets that you probably, like,
Is it because
never
like
heard
is it
of.
because he's more like a casual dude and like he's more like mysterious like in the
That
is it
type
more
too,
like
yeah.
that for you or is it more or less like
It's more like that, and then also like he uses like his money like in different ways too, because he uses the money to get the gadgets and shit. He did get the Batmobile. You really like it's all full of surprises and shit basically. It's like a box of chocolates.
I think for me personally, yeah.
Like
Me-
the new fucking Batman movie. That shit was spot on, bro. Like I fucking like that movie. I can't wait for it.
Too long.
I
Well,
think.
another topic.
I think.
Yeah,
I think.
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. You know, I still think.
We can
I
talk
still,
about it
I still
anyway.
think Christian Bale's better. But anyways,
Fuck Christian Bale.
I think in my opinion, Batman would be second best.
No, say your character.
My
I don't want to hear no second, third, or
My
none of
character definitely gonna have to be Spider-Man, the Peter Parker version. You know.
that. I don't see.
Anyways, back to once he's calmed down from his heart attack. Okay, so I'm gonna have to objectively say Peter Parker Spider-Man because at the end of the day, nobody we know personally is a billionaire. Nobody has that kind of money. Nobody has those kind of resources. Nobody has that kind of technology. It's just not realistic to that point. But with Peter Parker,
He's more relatable.
It's
Which
very
also about
relatable.
Marvel and DC being two different things.
it's
Yeah.
true. It's very
I'm
true.
just saying, but yeah, go ahead.
But it let's just pretend it's just the comic world,
Yeah.
whether it's DC,
Yeah.
Marvel, Image, whatever it is. Peter Parker's very relatable. He's a kid that has, and not just a kid, but a young adult. He has a lot of personal problems. He has money problems, financial problems. He has girl problems. He has family problems. He has all these separate things that everyday people have to face on a normal basis. Who was just, right place, right time, got bit by a spider, and now he has all these abilities. But he has no technology. He has nothing really to help him. I mean, yeah, you want to talk about the movies, yeah, Tony Stark gives him all that stuff, but when it's the character himself, he doesn't have anything like that. It's,
I mean,
he
The
literally
worst part about it,
he
though,
made
is
his own.
he
web
made his own.
It
Yeah,
depends on the version, of course.
Yeah,
Depends
depends
on
Well,
the
which
version.
one are we talking about?
Yeah, it
Well,
depends.
if you're talking
because
about
different Peter Parkers made it, and some of them actually had it in their damn for real. It depends, man.
It did the original. Like,
Toby actually had for real shit.
yeah,
I
for
know
real,
his
yeah.
is for real, but I'm talking
Yeah.
about like in the comics, it wasn't like
Most
the
of the
original.
time.
In the
made it.
original, in the
Yeah.
very first comic, yes, he
Yeah,
did build his own
he
web
made it.
shooters, but I never understood that. I mean, if he has all the other abilities, like the super strength,
Then
he
why
can crawl,
wouldn't he? Fucking,
he has a
Exactly.
spider sense, how would he not be able to produce his
Sounds
own
like you talking
weapon?
shit about the character.
That doesn't
like,
make any
anyways,
sense to me. But anyways, yeah, without getting too much rambling, yes, I would have to say Spider-Man is definitely the most relatable.
All right.
I'm gonna
So-
tell you something. Go ahead. What are you saying?
No,
What about to say?
go ahead. Y'all go ahead. We're
No,
talking about
no.
superheroes right now. I was gonna switch it up.
What are you gonna switch it up with?
Wait, switch it
Like,
up.
We're on
since-
superheroes right
Since
now.
right now we're on superheroes, I was gonna say let's switch it up to who y'all think is the best villain though.
Well,
That's a whole
that's the
different
same-
thing.
I know,
that's what I'm
We
saying.
haven't got nothing.
Let- let-
Yeah,
let-
yeah.
let them
yeah,
go.
that's what I
Let
said.
them
That's what I
go.
said. Y'all go
Kobe,
ahead.
go ahead.
My lord.
So I have to agree with Franco. Spider-Man
Fucking beach.
is the okay. Spider-Man is more relatable. He really is too. You know, like I said, Franco said, it's like everyday world. You know, financial problems, girl problems, everything like that. Is like he's more. You can relate to him more, the character.
He's just more grounded.
Obviously, you know, we have no superpowers like that, but like, you know, he's just more interesting, in my opinion, than Batman is. Like, you know, Batman's more mysterious. You know, more like
Very dark.
serious and dark. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's more like depressing kind of in a way.
Mhm.
But Spider-Man
Yeah.
is like, you know, even though like
But they went through similar things. I mean, you could say the same thing about Peter Parker. I mean, he went through a very traumatic thing as well. I mean,
Bruh, you know what you're saying? You're saying that Peter Parker has problems, but why the fuck is he cheesing and making cheesy jokes all the time?
it's because he makes some people.
That's
because
what
some-
ruins it. Is the
because-
humor.
because
The
some
humor
people-
ruins it. It makes
I
it
know,
feel like I'm
but
watching
some
Deadpool.
people, but some
Yeah.
people
No, but
cope
the
with it
thing-
in different ways.
Yeah, but the thing about it too is that like he tries to make he's like a hero that makes saves other people to make them like
Make them feel safer.
Yeah, make them feel
better.
safer.
True, but it's
like,
out of place to me. I feel like it's always out of place.
No,
me,
really,
it's like
because
it's like
it's like the real
friendly.
If
world.
you go back and watch, okay, I know I'm bringing up the movies, but if you know why Tobey Maguire, that version's the best, because there was a lot of sad shit, and there was never a bunch of funny shit in those movies. Even though Sam Raimi directed those movies, which he has humor, he never really made Spider-Man funny. He's always crying like a bitch or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, something happened.
Those movies are they're very real though. They're very grounded.
Yeah, but
like,
every other Spider-Man is like a jokester and is cheesy as a motherfucker. Like, it doesn't
well,
make
they try to.
sense me.
Well, the thing with
Different
Spider-Man,
versions.
the
True,
problem,
but-
the challenge with Spider-Man is that you have to mix all of it together perfectly. That's why I do feel like the Sam Raimi movies were the best, because even though they were very serious and very emotional, those movies have a lot of heart. But yeah, they have actually scenes where he is actually being funny. He's telling the quips. He's actually talking like Spider-Man. I think with the other movies, I think they lost sight of, the fact that you need to have heart when you tell a Spider-Man story, because he's like the underdog. He's the one that's always, you want to root for him because he's like the,
Because-
he's the underdog.
Yeah.
Because look, in the Sam Raimi movies, Tobey
Uh-huh.
Maguire was like a geek nerd,
Mhm.
It was like no one really knows who he is before he got his power. So like now he feels like, like you said, where he's depressed well, I won't say he's depressed, but
Not
like,
really, yeah.
but like he's like a geeky kid who really wants
Got
attention.
bullied
And so like
shit.
now he has
Yeah.
powers, he's like he wants everybody out because type person, he's a nice person. He wants everybody out
Mhm.
as much as he can. And, it's like there's a lot
But
of
that sounds like
humorous,
Batman.
but there's a lot of humorous stuff too in the movie.
Well, they're
and a
very
lot of sad
similar in
stuff.
some ways like
And
that.
so like there's some humorous scenes in the movie, like when he's dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Spider-Man 3.
if I mean,
Yeah, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's
like,
okay.
like stuff like that. It's funny. We also see that's in the movie when Harry dies. It's like really
Mhm.
sad.
Oh
And
yeah.
the story of Sandman.
Don't even get me started on
Tell
Uncle
Yeah,
Ben.
yeah.
telling the story.
Yeah, but those movies, they were trying
Okay,
to make
those
the
were some
villains.
really sad-
They're
you
trying to
know,
make the villains. Have
What about when he graduates high school and he's in his room but with Aunt May?
But
Yeah,
that's
but
very-
that was,
very
now
sad
we're just
scene.
talking
Yeah.
about that movie.
But-
We're getting off the topic
No.
of Spider-Man because the movies itself is different.
No, I'm just bringing examples in the movie. I'm not
Just-
saying
just-
Yeah,
like,
because
I'm
the
examples.
movies, in those movies, they made every villain have a heart. We didn't hate the villains. Even Green Goblin, Green Goblin's probably the only one that we didn't really feel something. But honestly, every
Dr.
other
Ock-
villain
There's
Yeah.
Dr. Ock too. I like him.
Dr. Ock
He
had
no heart, really.
He was a good guy.
He was technically a good guy.
Yeah.
And they all had some kind of thing that made us not really hate them. But like it's
I
like we
hated
had to
Venom.
save them in some way.
Yeah, Venom
Oh,
was
Venom
cool.
was.
I hated
that's-
Spider-Man 3's
Venom's
Venom.
evil regardless. And
Yeah.
even though I hated his character in that movie, but
But the thing I don't like about the new ones, this one is it's always too humorous, man.
It's
Like,
too
It's too
humorous.
childish.
It's
It's
not-
not.
childish.
It doesn't
It's
feel like a
not-
grown
That's
up
why.
movie.
It's
That's
not-
why.
so that's
I
why
used to like Marvel and all when I was little, but
And you
like,
still do.
I still do,
yeah,
yeah.
I
But
like it.
I'm like more on the DC side though
Mhm.
because it's like more serious. I guess
I'm
you
only
could
on the
say.
Batman side.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that
that's why I
too.
got a Batman tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. I'm sorry, me is Batman.
Well, Batman.
And-
Well,
If I ever
mean,
get like a Batman
So
type
you like-
tattoo, I'll get Joker.
You don't like DC because of Batman?
No.
No, I was like-
I didn't say only Batman's all I like. I'm saying that Batman.
He's
I
like
didn't
the
get to speak
serious-
yet actually.
Yeah.
Actually, go
Batman
ahead.
is the only character that Spider-Man and Batman are similar in some ways. And I'm gonna actually be real with you. A lot of superheroes are similar.
Mm-hmm.
They have different powers. The thing is, in Batman's boat,
Vulcan
yes,
Solomon Grundy.
it's very hard to have a person who has be a billionaire. Understandable. I understand that. But his parents died because of that shit. Because he was a billionaire type of shit.
Mhm.
They died for a reason. So, and depending on the story being told, everybody changes up the story. Every
Yep.
comic, every game,
Oh
everything.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, his parents died. Like other superheroes, whatever, fuck. He's not really a superhero, which it does suck to say that sometimes. He's not really a superhero. But we're talking about a guy that can actually suit up like him. Of course, you need much more money. But the new Batman movie, for example, it felt more realistic. Like, even though he still needed money to build the Batmobile and things like that, but it felt a little more realistic. Like you making this character where a normal guy can suit up and go do that.
It was
You
more,
know?
it was more behind the scenes work though too.
What?
I like the
Oh, yeah.
him working with
Yeah. There's some things you gotta do extra. I mean, he's gotta do, and the money ain't gonna help him be Batman either. You gotta still be.
Oh yeah.
And
He
you
went
still
to a
gotta
lot of
train.
training to do that. Yes.
But at the end of the day, a normal guy can technically do that and be like, hey, I want to avenge my parents and help people out and blah blah blah. Batman has a dark history of. I hate to say this. I like Batman a lot because he's dark, but honestly, he doesn't really have a dark past. just because your parents die and you boo-hoo doesn't mean you're dark. Oh my god. Like honestly, it's not
That's
enough
what
for
I'm
me.
saying. Like,
But
I don't really know.
Spider-Man don't either. Honestly, your Uncle Ben died and that was it.
Yeah, but Bruce, he's seen his
Well,
killer.
first of all,
Yeah, but we're talking about the
He-
parents.
he-
It depends on the story
But
told.
here's-
It depends.
but
on the story told.
here's the thing about Peter though is that Peter actually didn't even get to be with his parents from the get go. I mean that's
Okay, but I mean
that's
that's not something to fucking grow up to be a fucking.
of course it is. I mean,
No,
it's
but
just-
Come on now.
no, but no one's talking about like he wasn't like depressed or like sad and either.
Oh no,
But that's-
felt.
He-
but
he
that's
had
the
no, like,
neglect.
you know-
But there's neglect there is what I'm saying.
There's a
Like,
difference.
he-
actually
he
has
grew up with-
someone.
yeah, I know.
difference.
But what I'm saying is, not only did he not grow up with his own parents, so there's neglect there. But then, of course, after that, then he lost his Uncle Ben, and eventually lost his Aunt May.
And that was like his
Yeah,
dad
like-
pretty much.
Yeah.
Then I mean,
And when he ends up with MJ, I mean, eventually he loses her through divorce. I mean, Gwen Stacy dies. I mean, he goes through a lot of traumatic things too. I mean,
You know,
he's the reason why she died. Technically, he couldn't save her in time.
there's one thing like the Spider-Man deal and shit. One thing I didn't like about the Sam Raimi movies was how they did MJ. She was basically a fucking slut.
Dude, man.
Like I'm being for real.
Wow.
Like she
That's
was.
not true 100%. She's just a
It
normal,
was.
she's just a normal
No,
kid in high
no.
school.
Bro,
No.
she was going back and forth like look, she went from Flash to fucking Harry to Peter, back to Harry.
Dude, man,
And
doesn't
then
make you
it
a
just
slut.
kept going back and forth. Like she didn't know what the fuck she wanted.
That
Bro.
doesn't make you a slut.
I understand
bro.
your point of view,
but
like,
still.
it's really
You're a
not
kid.
relevant until we're talking
The
about.
the
like,
definition of slut is like
Okay, now let's not talk about it.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, we're not going- we're
It's
not
not.
going like that.
It's not
Get
really
out that.
relevant.
Get
But
out
the
that.
thing
for
was,
something
it
different.
wasn't really relevant though. To like,
Yeah, you can't talk about
I
that.
mean-
Though, then again, into that conversation.
thanks for
I want
that,
to talk about
Jordan.
the womanizer
Thank
things.
you for bringing that
yeah,
topic
thanks
up.
for that comedy. Little,
What you need to
Yeah,
know is
thanks for
this.
the little change of pace there.
At the end of the day,
Anyways, back
in
into the topic.
Batman is portrayed to be a darker character, which is something I prefer. I like to see a darker character. The way he is, choosing the Bat to be what it's going to be, it being a part of Shadows and all. I like darker things and themes. That's
Yeah.
like personal
Right, at
opinion.
the end of the day, it's a preference.
Spider-Man is
yeah.
more expressive, even though he still goes through that stuff and, at the same time, whatever. But I feel like Spider-Man is more humorous and more expressive, more colorful, and
so
I like that too to an extent. I don't like it 24/7. Me, I like darker themes and darker stuff going on. And the new Batman movie, the only thing it did good in my opinion, like it showed that more. We had that in some of the other movies and comics and things, but I like to see the darker parts. Like when he's
They
beating the
showed
shit out of people.
Batman-
I like a mixture
Like,
of
damn.
both.
This movie, the new movie, they showed Batman basically. They didn't really show much of Bruce Wayne. They might have showed him for about like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
that was mostly Batman. You're right.
yeah, it was mostly Batman. They showed off his detective side too.
Well, a lot of
which I
people
like.
actually giving the movie slack for that too because they think that even though Robert Pattinson did a pretty good job as Batman, like the
Anybody could have.
but the essence of Batman is that it's actually three different characters, technically speaking. There's Bruce Wayne, who he is when he's with Alfred. It's like that's actually Bruce Wayne, the real Bruce Wayne. Then there's Bruce Wayne to the public. Like he has to put on that persona of like a Tony Stark, basically, like billionaire, playboy, not a care in the world type of guy. And then there's Batman, who's like who he's out when he's out there.
Yeah,
So he's
this
doing his
movie
job.
showed him as mostly Batman because
Right,
he was
it's
stuck
mostly
in that mode.
And I don't know why, but a lot of critics were saying that about the fact that when you see Robert Pattinson, he's really just showing his Batman side, even when he's out in public as Bruce Wayne as
He
well.
was never really out in public much. Only in one scene.
Funeral
That's
and
what I'm
you
saying.
gotta go to
funeral,
the
there you go.
hospital.
Yeah, and that
But
one doesn't
it was
matter. to
mainly
me.
the funeral
The funeral
part.
was the only scene where he was really Bruce Wayne, which is weird as hell after thinking about a 3-hour movie
Mhm.
where he didn't really look like Bruce Wayne. Except with the ones with Alfred, which, whatever, who cares? I mean, you're being yourself, technically, is what he is.
And honestly, this movie, I think is like they're pretty much like trying to show like so Bruce is having a hard time, trying to fit in as Bruce Wayne, and he's mainly trying to focus on being Batman. So like probably like the next movies or so, they're probably gonna try to like equal it out pretty much.
Yeah, they're equal out.
'Cause-
But also showing the detective side, like you said.
Yeah. So like, but also like.
and that's better too sometimes.
Yeah, and they're pretty. Like I've been watching the Batman animated series, like back in
I know what you're talking about.
2004.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, so they had an episode where like it was happening with the same thing. Like he was having trouble because he was trying to fight for the Wayne Enterprises and shit, and then he was also trying to be Batman. So I kind of had a feeling like after seeing that movie and I saw that episode, I was like, it kind of resembles and shit in similarities and all that.
Also, I think Batman can fight anybody and find a way to beat them.
Yeah.
Because he's a smart person. There's not just him with money.
Even after
He's
the
smart.
struggles,
That's why he's a detective most of the time. He's
even
a smart
after
guy.
he gets his ass with like the Bane,
He'll figure out a way.
deal and shit, he still finds a way.
And
Yeah.
Bane is tough as fuck, and he finds ways to
That's
stop him.
the that's the plot armor that Batman gets. Cause he is so
He's
popular.
smart as a motherfucker.
He is very smart. Yes.
And he'll find ways, and that's why the Riddler and things like that. It was nice to have that as your first from that movie. You're talking about the movie way, to have someone like that where he has to use his mind instead of just his fists all the time. Batman is smart as hell. He can fight. Yeah, he can get his ass kicked still, which I'm glad they showed that in the movie.
Yeah.
But other than the movie, we're talking about Batman character. He has those things where if Spider-Man and him fought, if he can fight Superman, even without the kryptonite, he can still find a way to fight Superman. He just can't get hit. I mean, he gets hit, he's fucked. But
Like the Batman,
it's the same. He's
the Batman versus Superman. He used the that armor that he was wearing and shit. It was from the spaceship, and he wasn't using.
Yeah, but
the
if you don't
kryptonite.
have that, he's fucked.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He didn't use kryptonite at all. He was still whipping Superman's ass until Superman found out, because he ripped that shit off and started beating his ass.
I don't remember because
Superman is a
I'll be
beast.
honest.
You can't. You
But I would
can't
say
really
this:
mess with
Superman is
bro.
it will beat everybody in the
Eventually,
whole,
he
yeah.
he
in the
gonna
whole
kill you.
Marvel and DC. I'm sorry, Hulk can't even fight Superman. There's
Yeah,
no
Hulk
way.
would get fucked.
That shit's done. Superman is too
What?
ridiculous.
Hulk versus Superman.
So Superman will kill everybody.
Hulk is way too dumb.
Superman will kill everybody. You don't understand? Like
Hulk,
he should have
bro.
been created as a character.
The only thing
Superman
with
doesn't
Hulk,
belong in DC. He should have been made for Marvel.
Yeah.
Hulk is
I mean,
He doesn't belong, man.
Hulk is stronger
There's
than
no
when you
point in
piss him
Justice
off.
League. There's no point of that shit.
If Hulk
What's
notices
the
you're
point of
kicking his ass, he gets stronger. So.
But in the day, like I said, I think it's people have personal preferences based on.
Oh yeah.
Because superheroes aren't just, oh, I like their abilities. It's also their character and things like that.
Right.
Everybody's got different liking.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of superheroes that are the same.
Sometimes it's their costume too, if you think about it. It's
Oh,
their,
yeah,
their
there's more
appearance.
things to it,
Their-
too.
yeah, there's so many things. Their appearance, their abilities, their backstory, their character,
You gotta
their
like it all.
comics,
You gotta
like,
relate to it. You gotta
their
like it all.
dialogue. It's so many things.
Deadpool.
Deadpool, like his dialogue's hilarious. He's always funny.
That's
I
So
never
Wall.
find it funny. I don't know what it is. I never liked Deadpool.
Well,
the
you're-
movies, I've never laughed at none of them. I don't know. I like to watch. I guess I watch.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking Venom with the big Carnage, man. That shit-
Dude, that,
Venom Carnage was like that movie was too short,
Honest-
and the new Batman was too long. It was just
There's,
like
no,
certain-
New Batman was
you
too
got-
long.
yeah, way too.
I almost fucking.
It was like an hour
this movie.
extra than it should have been.
I didn't like
these
New
dudes
Batman.
almost
I mean,
fucking
New
fell
Spider-Man.
asleep and shit. I think
I did
Franco-
fall asleep
yeah,
for like
Franco-
about 10 minutes.
Franco fell asleep for like 10 minutes and shit.
That was
No,
because, but the
no,
first
but-
time I saw it, I was awake.
That day though, I was really sleepy that
Yeah.
day. I was really sleepy.
Yeah, I can't watch
I was
movies
like,
sleepy.
The whole entire time,
If I wasn't texting during the movie, I would have fallen
No,
asleep.
There you go.
but like the first 30 minutes of that movie was like really like,
Bro.
Which movie again?
Batman, the new one.
Um,
Like,
like
bro,
the
this
first
man,
like
he
half hour was
the
like.
beginning felt awkward. It felt like I'm gonna tell you why. The beginning made it feel like you already know what's going on or something, and I was trying to get used to him and everything. I'm like, I don't know about this shit.
Honestly, when I first saw it, I thought they were going to like show like the kid at the beginning and shit. I thought that was him for a minute, but then like they showed fucking
How you think it was
Riddler
him?
and shit because there was a kid. It started off like
No, I never saw it. I never saw it.
like it started off with the kid swinging his fucking sword around and shit, dressed up as a ninja. So I thought that was him.
as a
for minute.
ninja.
As a ninja,
As
yeah.
a ninja.
Yeah, like a sword.
He dressed up as a ninja. He's gonna grow up to be a killer.
Where your sword at, Frank? Where your sword at?
It's right here.
Okay.
Wrap it up, man.
Wrap it up.
Anyways,
Literally, yeah.
so the crazy part is y'all both picked Spider-Man before Batman. That's kind of weird. I figured maybe somebody had a little difference or something.
Well, here's the thing, man. It's no different than picking like.
No, it's a little
It's no different. Okay, I know we're backtracking, but
What?
it's like me personally. Like I grew up watching Kobe Bryant, so he's
Yeah,
my favorite.
no, we're
No,
not talking
we're
Okay,
not
about
okay,
talking
so
about
like,
that.
okay, back up.
That's-
Anyways,
off that.
I grew up with both Spider-Man movies and Batman movies. See, technically, it was first Batman. Batman and Superman were actually my favorite because I'm a '90s baby, so like I saw the Batman animated series, which is amazing, and the Superman cartoon also came out during the same time.
Yeah.
Then I started watching the Spider-Man cartoon in the '90s. See, the '90s had amazing cartoons all around, but those three is the reason why those are my three favorite characters technically, because I just grew up with them. I grew up with the toys, the shirts, the shows, the movies. Like it was just too much. So that's why I'm biased. I like those three. I can't really choose one over the other. You know, if you like put a gun to my head and say which one, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man just because he's. It's like it's a lot of things. Like I like his
story.
I like his backstory, the
Yeah.
costume. He's just cool. He's just really cool. It's just
Overall, Spider-Man.
when he's and he
Yeah,
starts
it
swinging.
is-
That
it's
is
a-
cool too.
yeah.
Superman just like
That
he
kid.
just Superman just goes.
Batman is just like
I
You
would
just
have
fly.
Batman fly the thing like.
Yeah, Batman is just like-
Batman is
Batman
listen,
is
Batman dick in his hand.
listen,
like
Hey,
okay.
man.
Batman.
Swinging around sounds fucking boring. I'm not
Okay, wait,
flying
but-
a plane
but here's the
and
thing.
having a Batmobile.
I just think
Shit,
Spider-Man has
bro, like, that
cooler
shit sounds
abilities.
cool
Like
as
Batman
fuck.
cannot crawl on walls.
Okay,
and
yeah,
neither can
Spider-Man
Superman.
has actual abilities.
Right, and it's
but
but they're
cool
different
looking.
from everyone else. Nobody has those abilities.
Actual abilities.
Like he
Batman
actually
had
looks
them.
like a spider, like with his abilities.
But
Like,
I'd rather have gadgets and.
He's really
and
strong,
be-
too.
But that's what I'm.
Spider-Man.
That's what
I'd rather have be like that and be
But
smart.
that's
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
thing. It's like everyone has a preference, and that's why I love them all so much. It's
Batman
like
whip his ass.
Be-
I don't
He
care.
does have really
Fine,
strong
he
too, though,
fucking-
Spider-Man.
Batman would
Flying
no,
the
no,
shit,
bro.
Like, that
Well,
shit-
I'm gonna tell you something.
No,
If
Oh,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man,
listen,
he's strong.
if Spider-Man lands
He's got
one,
superhuman
if
strength.
Spider-Man lands one clean punch on Batman, Batman's dead.
You can't
Like,
say that.
Yes.
We don't know the
Yes.
actual PSI.
Because
And,
Batman-
there's
We
actually
can't say that,
no,
though.
there's proof. There's actually
no,
proof.
Bro.
man. I need to know their PSI of the hits. You can't say that
Bro,
Yes.
Batman's taking a punch from Bane. And
Bane,
that's like,
Fuck, Spider-Man's stronger than Bane.
yet. You can't say that because with that
Yes, he
Venom, it's a
is.
whole different story.
Spider-Man is actually stronger
Once
than
Bane
Bane.
hooks that Venom up, there's no way.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Yes, there's
Nah.
proof. There's facts of it.
bro,
I don't believe that by some.
it can be different stories though.
Pull
Like,
it-
that's a
pull it-
different.
Yeah, that's,
You're
what
not
I'm saying.
gonna
That's the other thing.
You won't believe the
Everybody's
comic,
different.
but the comics is where we get our
No,
info
because
from.
each comic doesn't combine. That's the problem. There's different stories. Each
Well, then you
comic's
got
another
both.
story.
Well, if that's the case, then everything's inconsistent. Then
They
you're,
are.
you're never gonna
that's
have.
That's why some people don't like superheroes because they literally change up the stories. Different comics have different series, so they're different Spider-Man, different Batman. You can't use any of it.
But it's kind of hard then to compare them. Then
Exactly.
no,
because
we
you
don't
never-
compare them
because
based
you
on
have
what
to-
their
but
character
you're
is.
gonna- you're gonna have to
comparing how they
pick-
hit is different.
Because if we're gonna compare, then you have to pick one specific
Yeah,
for
like,
each one.
which one,
You
yeah.
can't. You can't just say
Listen,
we're comparing
general.
the
Listen,
character. We're not comparing,
we're comparing-
someone hitting someone.
We're comparing the main like
Are we
what
comparing
they
the
are.
character
main
or the
story,
abilities?
like the main story and
they're
ability.
abilities.
but also, we're not comparing.
They're
We're selecting
abilities.
what you like. We're
Well,
never comparing
that too,
nothing.
but-
Well, I got Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not comparing anything. We're
No,
just
but like you gotta
what
have
you
some kind of like background, like why
You have to have
you
say
pick-
why.
you
Why,
can't, like,
why
that-
exactly?
because-
You say,
because-
why are we picking them then?
No, because you're
Oh,
picking them based
fuck,
on what you
fuck,
like. You
fuck.
just said why. You picked the one that you like the most.
What do you like, Spider-Man? Okay, cool. That's it. Boom. You're gonna say why?
Because
Like,
you explained already which
Yeah.
version you picked too, and you did. Y'all all have a version you picked, regardless of what you think.
Yeah, yo.
I don't care, everybody's a
regardless.
version they pick.
Okay, look. Regardless, I am gonna say Spider-Man, Batman, Super. That is my big three. I love Marvel. I love DC. But if I had to pick,
Number one.
that is my big three favorite heroes ever. Like
Is that
no
with
matter.
all, or is that just the super?
Jesus Christ, you literally gonna pick the top three horrors?
No, but like number one though is Spider-Man, right?
Number one, Spider-Man.
There's no
always.
other
It's always-
one.
Yeah, it's always gonna be
There's
There's
Spider-Man.
better characters than them.
But I mean,
Aquaman's
no, but
shit,
no.
what?
Aquaman.
Every time about all of Marvel and all of DC, I like all of them. There's so
Listen.
many. I love superheroes. Like,
No.
but my top three, those are
What
my
you
top
say?
three.
What you said?
What?
Wait, you said something?
You said something?
What'd you say?
What you say? Say it, man.
Oh, I was gonna say. Well, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't choose Superman because
Oh, never.
he's too overpowered.
Yeah, I don't choose that.
Like
I like
without
that,
Kryptonite,
but-
he's over. I don't like that.
I'd rather pick Hulk over Superman just because Hulk
Exactly.
is cooler looking or something.
Hulk,
but not-
Hulk is cooler looking.
I'm not picking Superman.
Hulk is in
never.
my top 10.
Dude, that fucking the Incredible Hulk where he's like when they threw the smoke and shit inside the fucking library. and
Yes,
shit,
bro. And
he
then he
jumped
comes.
out.
Yes,
Bro, when I seen that shit when I was about like 5 or some shit, bro, I swear to God.
Bro, that picture over there is really cool. The whole-
Yeah, that's I forgot his name.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, Luke.
Lou Ferrigno. You don't know his name?
I forgot.
Oh, remember, I don't know that time like that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't know either, to be honest.
We shouldn't.
That's
but-
it. That's
we
what
shouldn't.
fucking-
I seen
something-
them.
But growing
I
up
was
with-
saying,
growing up
we
with
grew
them,
up
yeah.
on some of that
I
stuff.
see.
Well, you know, when he's got the DVDs of the whole series and shit. So I
He's got the
watched that.
movies too.
He's got the movies
Yeah,
too. He's got everything.
He's like, you think he wanted
Bro, have you
to
seen
be
his
like, you wanted to
library?
be like the Hulk? The fuck?
I know. Bro, that's his
Fucking pick
character.
up weights and shit.
Yeah,
Everything.
Uncle-
that's the
I
only
mean,
reason why he
Jordan,
did that.
that is like literally his favorite character ever.
The
Like
Hulk?
the Hulk,
Yeah.
yes.
I know he liked the fucking. He probably did. He like the 2003 one.
He likes them all, yeah.
Yeah. He's just a super fan. It don't matter if it's bad or not.
Fucking.
That's it, right? That's it.
What?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
That's
In
it.
this conversation, that's it pretty much.
I mean,
like I said, y'all pick Spider-Man, we pick
I
Batman.
mean, we could honestly go longer. I say.
Longer for what?
There's no point.
Because I mean, we
That's what
could
you
talk about
talking
like the
about.
favorite villains and shit like that.
Man, you better
Nah,
talk about that at a
villains,
different
that's a
time.
different
You better
show.
talk about
Different
that
episode.
at a different time.
Different time.
Well, I'm gonna wrap this
Next
up
episode.
with
There we go.
Batman is the best. Batman is the best.
Spider-Man's like right there.
Yeah, Spider-Man is right
Man, what
there.
Spider-Man's
I think
ass.
honestly, bro, you could say 1A, 1B. They're both tied, bro.
Nah. Alright, y'all see y'all.
A1, A1,
That's it,
B. What the
so-
fuck?